What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Velo, but before we get started, if you're not a member of the free Discord, please click the link in the description box below and get started with the free Discord. And without further ado, we'll get straight into today's video. All right, so Velo, we're starting off here on the daily candlesticks with Velo. As you can see, I have a trend line drawn here, which we have tested this trend line 1, 2, 3, and 4 times now. So this is a pretty significant area of support. We bounced off of this area, and we're starting to see a little bit of upside here in the very short term if you zoom in off of this trend line. So it is holding as support with strength, and I think it's going to continue to do so as we turn around here and start to head up towards these local resistance levels up here. Now, for me personally, this looks like the beginning of a big bull market for Velo. So whenever you start an uptrend, you have to form higher highs and higher lows. So the market looks like this: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and that's what the beginning of an uptrend looks like. And you can see here with Velo, we have our low, then we get a higher high right here, then we get another higher low right here, another higher high right here, higher low, higher high, higher low. So you can see this is the very definition of an uptrend. We have higher highs and higher lows forming over time. And in fact, this took about 2 years for us to do this, for us to go from being down here all the way up to our peak up here. And of course, we dropped back down to support a little bit right here. But this whole process right here of us making higher highs and higher lows took about 2 years to do that. Now, the reason that's important, whenever you're forming an uptrend, those higher highs and higher lows get steeper and steeper and steeper until you're finally overvalued. And once you're overvalued, you're going to have a bear market that comes afterwards. Of course, every bull market has to have a correction, and then generally you get more upside coming afterwards, right? So it looks kind of like this. But there's a point where that higher high, higher low action starts accelerating. At the start, it's really slow like this. Then it starts to accelerate and you get more vertical. Price looks more parabolic. It's going higher and higher, and it's more vertical in the way that it moves. And because of that vertical action, again, price is moving faster and faster. So personally, I believe Velo is basically right here. It took 2 years for us to form that first impulse wave right here, and then this pullback right here. But what I believe is about to happen is we're about to accelerate, and price is going to move faster and faster on the upside and continue to make higher highs and higher lows. But this time it's going to be moving faster, and it's going to start to accelerate and really go parabolic. So even though it's been getting chopped around here early on in its uptrend, and it's getting thrown around really high, really low, really high, really low, all of that is because we haven't gone full force in the uptrend. Once we go full force in the uptrend, what you're going to see here with Velo is something like this. Price is going to accelerate faster and faster, and there's going to be less of this choppiness and more of just upside, more of just higher highs and higher lows. And that's what it looks like when a new uptrend is forming. And a great example of this is actually Bitcoin in 2015. So let's go over to Bitcoin in 2015 over here on the right, and we'll keep Velo over here on the left. And you can see that this is what it looks like when uptrends are early on, when they're accumulating, before they've really taken off and before they've gone parabolic. price gets thrown around. I mean, look at this. Price is getting thrown around everywhere right here on Bitcoin early on. And then once price accelerates and that higher high, higher low action gets more established and price is moving faster and faster, then you get these big breakouts. Then you get these big vertical breakouts where price completely goes nuts and continues to do so, and there's not so much choppiness. It doesn't mean there isn't corrections along the way up that spook a lot of people and sometimes cause people to panic sell, but it does mean that overall price is moving up faster and faster and faster until it's overvalued and has to have a bear market, right? So really, Velo, I believe, is still early on in that process of accelerating, of building momentum, of starting that uptrend and getting ready to really blow people away and break out to new local highs and potentially even a new all-time high if things get really crazy this bull market, right? And this is what it would look like if Velo goes for a new all-time high. So let's pull up Velo in a bigger time frame, and then we'll pull up Telcoin as a great example of a coin that did one of these accumulation patterns and what it looks like as it breaks out bullish. So we have Telcoin over here on the right, and we have Velo over here on the left. And you can see with Velo over here on the left, that's the same thing that happened to Telcoin when Telcoin first got added to its exchanges and first got traded. You can see Telcoin just dropped off a cliff and dropped basically 99% from the peak down. Everybody gave up on it, looked completely dead, was going down and sideways and getting chopped all around. And then a bull market started for crypto, and Telcoin went to a new all-time high, just completely broke out and obliterated its old all-time high and went nuts, as you can see. And then it fully retraced to 99% because this is crypto and you want to take profits, especially on altcoins that you're not so sure if they're going to be around for the next bull market. You're going to really want to take profits on those ones. But even still, the people that bought the dip right here made insane amounts of money on the pump that came after they bought the dip. And that's exactly what Velo is really set up for in the big picture. It got added to exchanges. There was a bit of an initial pump here, which was really big, but then it crashed because crypto was not in a bull market when Velo really got, popular. It was just at the very end of a bull market. And now crypto is in a bull market and we're just starting a new one and going full force. So really Velo is right here, just like how Telcoin was right here in its cycle before Telcoin took off. So what I think is going to happen here with Velo is a big breakout. We're going to have a big vertical breakout in the smaller time frame. We're going to start to accelerate and build that momentum and really start this uptrend. And yeah, I think over time it's going to really accelerate and break out to a new all-time high, just like what Telcoin did, or at least I think it's possible that it could this cycle. But at the very least, I do believe we will see a lot of upside in the short term. And I firmly believe that $1 per Velo is definitely going to happen this cycle. But it's possible if people get really excited for us to go even higher than $1. We could go to $2, and to a new all-time high like what happened with Telcoin. Now that's going to be unsustainable. It won't go up forever. You saw Telcoin, it dropped 99% after it went parabolic. So it wouldn't be a sustainable type of growth. But for the people that buy down here, they're going to get rich on the pump that's coming. Even if it only hits $1. $1 is like 50 times from current price. Yeah, 55x, or actually 6,000%, so 60 times from current price. So even if it only hits $1, you guys are going to get rich, but if people get excited, this thing could go really high, It won't stay up there because it will be irrational and overvalued. But people get excited in crypto bull markets, and when they get excited, stuff goes way higher than what most people are looking for or even expecting. So just remember that, because it's easy to get scared that, the market's not going to go very high and sell too early. But remember, the market is going to go higher than you expect it to most of the time in the big picture, because people get too excited. They get too fearful, and then they get too excited. And when you transition from a bear market into a bull market, it's going to blow people's expectations away because they're still thinking in terms of a bear market. So I think Velo can make a lot of people rich in this pump. The short term looks good. The big picture looks good. I've seen setups like this before, not just Telcoin, but I've watched Ethereum get added. I watched a lot of coins get added to exchanges over the years and what it looks like. And most of the time they do this. They fall off a cliff, then they go sideways, then they break out, and they start a bull market. And so for the people that accumulate inside of that correction, for the people that are buying like down here at the bottom of those corrections, they get filthy rich when the market turns around and breaks out to a new all-time high. And that can be you if you're willing to take a little bit of risk. You've got to have some faith to put money into the markets down here. It takes faith to buy something that looks dead, but the potential reward for doing that is so insanely high that it really doesn't make sense not to. The opportunity to make money in crypto is so high right now, it doesn't make sense not to be taking that risk. So yeah, that's my update on Velo. Big things are coming. I do believe this coin will blow people away. I believe it will blow people's expectations completely away. And I think $1 is very high probability this cycle. And it even could go higher. It could go to $2. It could go $3. Who knows? If people get excited, it could go a lot higher than what people expect it's going to go. It would have a big bear market afterwards. It would be completely unsustainable to go to $2 or higher than the previous old all-time high. But it's possible. It's possible for it to happen. So the smart investors are investing down here on Velo in preparation for this kind of a move. So that's my update on Velo. I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you want more content like this, go follow me on X, High Altitude INV. Sometimes I post Velo charts on there. So if you want more content, follow me on X. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. I love and appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. And as always, stay profitable out there.